Some moments don't end loudly. They fade, quietly. This is one of those moments. At first, nothing felt wrong. That's the part that still confuses me when I think back on it. There was no argument I could point to, no slammed doors, no raised voices or final conversations that demanded attention. Life just continued, the way it always had. We still shared the same space, still talked about ordinary things, still made plans that sounded normal when we said them out loud. If someone had asked me then how things were going, I would have said we were fine, maybe even good. But looking back, I realize how much I mistook quiet for stability. There were small moments I didn't register at the time. They felt insignificant, easy to dismiss. Like how she stopped reminding me of things. At first, I thought it meant she trusted me more, that I had proven myself reliable. I didn't notice that what really stopped wasn't the reminders, but the effort. She used to ask how my day was, even when she already knew the answer. She used to wait for me to finish talking, even when I rambled. She used to share little details that didn't matter on their own, but added up to something real. Over time, those moments thinned out. Not enough to alarm me, just enough to blend into the background. I told myself this was what long relationships looked like. Less intensity, more comfort, fewer words needed. What I didn't understand was that comfort, when left unattended, can turn into distance without announcing itself. There was a night I remember clearly now, though it didn't stand out then. We were sitting in the same room, doing different things. The television was on, but neither of us was really watching it. She glanced over at me, like she wanted to say something. I noticed the look. I even met her eyes. Then my phone buzzed. I looked down, answered a message, told myself I'd look back up in a second. By the time I did, she was already focused on something else. The moment had passed. I didn't think twice about it. That's what hurts now. Not that I ignored her, but that I didn't even realize I had. There were other moments like that. Small requests that sounded casual. Suggestions I said I'd get to later. Conversations I postponed because there was always tomorrow. Tomorrow always felt available, guaranteed. She never demanded anything, never insisted, never forced the issue. She just adjusted, and I mistook her adjustment for acceptance. When she stopped bringing things up, I felt relieved. I thought we had reached an understanding. I didn't see that she was slowly stepping back to protect herself from disappointment. It wasn't dramatic, it was careful. That's the part people don't warn you about, how quietly someone can begin to leave while still standing right beside you. There was no single turning point, just a gradual shift in the way the air felt between us. Silences stretched a little longer. Laughter came a little less often. Her responses became polite instead of curious. I remember thinking she seemed tired. I assumed life was just heavy for her lately. I never thought to ask if I was part of that weight. The day I finally noticed something was wrong didn't come with clarity. It came with confusion. She told me she felt distant. That word caught me off guard. Distant. I looked around the room we shared, at the routine we lived in, at the history stacked quietly behind us. I asked what she meant. She paused before answering, not because she didn't know, but because she had already said it all before, in smaller ways I never caught. She explained calmly, carefully. She told me she had tried, not loudly, not desperately, just consistently. She talked about conversations that never quite landed, about needs that went unanswered, not out of malice, but neglect. She wasn't angry. That scared me more than anger ever could, because anger still hopes for change. Calm acceptance usually means the decision has already been made. I scrambled then. Suddenly, I wanted details, timelines, examples. I wanted to fix something I didn't believe was broken. I promised to do better, to listen, to show up in the ways I didn't realize mattered so much. She listened to me with kindness, And that kindness felt like distance too. She said something that stays with me now. She said she had already done the waiting, that by the time I noticed, she had finished hoping. There was no drama after that, no immediate ending. We continued living in the same space for a while, but something fundamentally had shifted. I tried harder than I ever had before, paid attention, showed up, and for a moment it felt like progress. But effort, when it arrives too late, doesn't feel reassuring. It feels reactive. She noticed the change, but she didn't lean back in. Because trust isn't just about action, it's about timing, and mine was off. I began to see how many moments I misunderstood. Her silence wasn't peace, it was restraint. Her patience wasn't endless, it was measured. She hadn't left suddenly, she had been leaving slowly, while I stayed comfortably unaware. The final conversation didn't feel final at first. It was gentle, honest. She said she didn't want to resent me, that staying longer might turn all the quiet disappointment into something louder, something uglier. She wanted to leave while she still remembered us kindly. I didn't argue. There was nothing left to defend. After she was gone, the space felt unfamiliar, not because it was empty, but because it echoed. Every overlooked moment came back with clarity I never had before. I remembered the questions she stopped asking, the way she used to wait for me to notice, the patience I treated like permanence. I realized how dangerous it is to assume someone will always adjust to you, how easy it is to confuse comfort with connection. By the time I noticed what mattered, it mattered to only one of us. That's the quiet tragedy of it. Not that love disappeared, but that it faded without resistance. Now when I think of her, I don't think of the end. I think of all the chances that didn't announce themselves as chances, the moments that felt ordinary, the silences that felt harmless, the way tomorrow kept convincing me I had more time, and how wrong that was. Sometimes understanding comes too late. If this story felt familiar, you're not alone. Thank you for listening. We'll continue next time.